Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ryan and today is the Bleigießen video. Now what is Bleigießen? Amongst Germanic countries, Germany, maybe Austria, possibly Denmark, maybe the Scandinavian countries, maybe the Netherlands, and German immigrants in America practice a form of molten metal divination. It allegedly goes back to Roman times and has continued to this day. Probably goes back before Roman times. I don't know the history on it. I probably should, but I know that it is still practiced today and it is a common New Year's Eve tradition. So what you do is you get the molten metal, you hold it over a candle, and then when it's molten and liquefied, you pour it into a bowl of water, you see what shape you get, and you use that to kind of determine how your next year is going to be. I do want to say, when my son hit the record button on the camera, he hit the wrong button and it went into something called S&Q mode, I believe. So I got no audio from any of the clips. I'm going to do my best to put this together in a way that isn't entirely terrible. So with the magic of some mediocre editing, please enjoy the Bleigießen and Happy New Year's from my family to yours. This year I wanted to try using wax instead of tin, and it was kind of a disaster. When I poured it in, I noticed it made this lily pad looking thing. So I assumed there was wax on the bottom of it, and I tried to push it out of the way to see what was underneath, but my finger got burned with molten wax. I guess the wax was not heavy enough to sink to the bottom, so the bottom of the wax got cooled, and the top of the wax made no contact with the water and was still hot. So don't do what I did and burn your finger this New Year's. Just use tin. It's much easier and safer, apparently. I started by heating up one of the tin ingots and pouring it into the water. Let's see what shape I got. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but to me it looks like a shoe that's kicking up dust behind it. Now it's time to do my son's. I heated up the same tin that I dropped into the bowl and dropped his in. Let's see what he got. His actually split into two different pieces. The first one looks like a thorn. Everyone on the live stream agreed, and so did my son. The next one, in my opinion, looks to be like a sprouting seed. I'll give you another angle of it. So that was it. That was the Bleigießen. The one I got was like a shoe, and the shoe had like a little wave coming out of it like this. And to me, it looked like a shoe running very energetically, very focused in a particular direction. And to me, that seems to say, this year is gonna be focused. I'm gonna be going somewhere with a lot of energy and intensity. Hopefully it's to a good place. I am on a weight loss journey called Operation Deflation. I don't want to talk much about that because I'm going to post a big documentary about it when Operation Deflation has completed. But hopefully this little shoe, gets me to where I'm going next year and I get to achieve my goals. Now with my son, the first one he got looks like a thorn. It actually split in half. And the first one looks like a thorn. So I'm taking that as maybe, a thorn being a very protective thing. It doesn't shoot at people, it's not offensive, it's their protection to protect the flowers from any kind of damaging species that wants to eat it or touch it or whatever, Anyways, thorns are protective. So maybe he's gonna be growing into more of a young adult role, a young man role, and learning how to be a protector, how to be a community servant, how to be of service to the community. That's my best guess with the thorn, is he's gonna kind of transition from childhood and start to take that journey into young adulthood. And maybe I need to kind of mentor him in that way to help him along. Now, I said it split. The second piece, it's a bean looking thing. It looks like a bean and it has little sprouts coming out of it. Now, what I think when I see that, whether it's a seed, whether it's a bead, it does look like a seed sprouting. I don't know what kind of seed, but it looks like a seed sprouting. My first thought it looks like a bean. So my grandpa passed about two and a half weeks ago. And he grew up on a farm in Homestead I'm selling this house to get a farm and homestead. Well, to get a large acre property so I can farm and homestead. And I'm gonna name this homestead in his honor. And I think when we do that, Hepan's going to be really involved and really excited about the homestead life. It might be his thing, who knows? Or maybe just something new in his life is sprouting. Whatever seed has been planted this past year is going to sprout the next year. So we'll see. These are just our interpretations. These are the things that I'm kind of gonna think about this following year and keep in mind. I hope if you did Bleigießen, you enjoy it. And if you did not do Bleigießen, check it out next year. I'll provide links below where I got all of my tin and where I got my ingot molds to make the tin into ingots. So I can actually, I'm just gonna, everything you need to do Bleigießen, I'll link it down below. I don't have an affiliate account right now. Maybe in the future I will. So they're not affiliated, but they might be in the future. Anyways, I'm rambling. Happy New Year's again from my family to yours. And I will see you. That was laggy, wasn't it? I was like, I'll see you. Anyways, like and subscribe. I'll see you next year. Have a good one, YouTube. Bye-bye.